All right, folks, let's talk shop. The workplace is changing. It's not your grandpa's factory floor anymore. We're demanding more from our employees than ever before. Longer hours, tighter deadlines, and constant connectivity. All this pressure can take a toll. It's no surprise we're seeing burnout rates skyrocket. But here's the thing, we can't just keep pushing people to the brink. It's bad for them and it's bad for business. We need a new approach. We need to start thinking about employee well-being as an investment, not an afterthought. We need to give our people the tools they need to thrive, both inside and outside the workplace. That's where full spectrum living comes in. It's about recognizing that our employees are more than just cogs in a machine. They're human beings with complex lives and diverse needs. And when we support them in all areas of their lives, everyone wins. So, what exactly is full spectrum living? It's not just about eating your veggies and hitting the gym, although those are definitely part of the equation. Full spectrum living is a holistic approach to well-being. It's about taking care of your physical, mental, emotional, social, and even spiritual needs. Think of it like a five-pointed star. Each point represents a different dimension of your well-being. If one point is neglected, the whole star is out of balance. But when all 5 points are strong, you create a solid foundation for a happy, healthy, and fulfilling life. Now this might sound like a tall order, but the truth is, even small changes in each of these areas can make a big difference. And the best part is, many of these changes are simple, practical, and can be easily integrated into your daily routine. Why this holistic approach? Why not just focus on one or two areas? Because all aspects of our well-being are interconnected. Think about it. If you're physically exhausted, it's harder to focus at work, right? If you're stressed out, you might not make the healthiest food choices, and if you're feeling isolated and disconnected, it can impact your overall mood and motivation. By addressing all 5 areas of full spectrum living, we create a positive feedback loop. When you feel good physically, it's easier to manage stress and connect with others. When you have strong social connections, you're more likely to take care of your mental health. And when you feel a sense of purpose and meaning in your life, it spills over into all areas of your life, including your work. Let's start with the basics. Physical health. It's about finding simple ways to move and stay active. We were built to move, but many of us spend our days sitting. Our bodies weren't designed for that. Take the stairs, park farther away, stand up and stretch every hour. Find activities you enjoy and make them routine. Section 2. The mind-body connection, mental well-being and focus. Now let's talk about the other side of the coin, mental well-being. Just like we need to take care of our physical bodies, we also need to nurture our minds. And in today's fast-paced world, that's more important than ever. Stress, anxiety, and burnout are all too common these days, and if we don't manage these issues, they can have a serious impact on our health and well-being. So what can we do? Again, it's about finding small, sustainable changes we can make in our daily lives. Meditation, mindfulness, and deep breathing exercises are all great ways to calm the mind and reduce stress. And don't be afraid to seek professional help if you need it. There's no shame in asking for support. Therapy, counseling, and support groups can provide invaluable tools for managing mental health challenges. Section 3. Fueling your fire, nutrition, and hydration. Let's be real, folks. You can't outrun a bad diet. What you put into your body directly impacts how you feel, both physically and mentally. It's like putting low-grade fuel in a high-performance engine. It's just not going to run as smoothly. So what's the recipe for success? It's simpler than you might think. Focus on whole, unprocessed foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Limit your intake of processed foods, sugary drinks, and unhealthy fats. And don't forget about hydration. Water is essential for every bodily function. Carry a reusable water bottle with you and sip on it throughout the day. You'll be amazed at how much better you feel when you're properly hydrated. Section 4. Rest, recharge, and recover. Finally, let's talk about something we all need more of: sleep. In our go-go-go society, sleep is often seen as a luxury, something to be sacrificed in the name of productivity. But here's the thing. When we don't get enough sleep, we're not doing ourselves any favors. Sleep is when our bodies and minds repair and rejuvenate themselves. It's essential for cognitive function, emotional regulation, and physical health. When we're sleep deprived, we're more irritable, less focused, and more susceptible to illness. So how much sleep do we actually need? Most adults need around 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep per night. And it's not just about quantity. Quality matters too. Create a relaxing bedtime routine. Make sure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool, and avoid screen time before bed. Let's talk about something we all need but often neglect: social connection. We're social creatures by nature. We thrive on interaction, on feeling seen, heard, and understood. But in today's world, it's easy to let those connections slide. We need face-to-face interaction, the kind that involves eye contact and genuine human connection. It starts with prioritizing the people who matter most. Make time for family dinners, coffee dates, or just a phone call. Let's talk about something messy and uncomfortable: our emotions. We all experience a range of emotions daily, from joy to stress. And that's okay. It's what makes us human. Problems arise when we suppress or let emotions control us. That's where emotional intelligence comes in. Be aware of your emotions and their impact. Recognize and empathize with others' emotions. Developing emotional intelligence is a lifelong journey. Let's talk about spiritual wellness. It's not about religion, but connecting to something bigger. Finding meaning and purpose in life. Feeling awe and wonder at the world. Cultivating gratitude even in tough times. It's different for everyone. Nature, creativity, or mindfulness practices. Find what brings you peace and joy. Alright, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about physical health, mental well-being, social connection, emotional intelligence, and even spiritual wellness. But you might be wondering, how does all of this tie back to the workplace? Here's the thing. When we prioritize our well-being in all areas of our lives, it has a ripple effect. We show up as our best selves, both at work and in our personal lives. We're more engaged, more productive, and more resilient in the face of challenges. When employees feel supported in their well-being, they're more likely to be satisfied with their jobs, which leads to increased retention and a more positive work environment overall. Now I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but does it really make a difference in the real world? And the answer is a resounding yes. The evidence is overwhelming. Investing in employee well-being isn't just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. Study after study has shown that companies with comprehensive well-being programs outperform those that don't. We're talking about significant improvements in productivity, reduced healthcare costs, lower absenteeism rates, and higher employee retention rates. For example, a recent Gallup study found that companies with highly engaged workforces experienced 21% higher profitability. And guess what's a major driver of employee engagement? You got it, well-being. Let's take a look at a real-world example. Tech Innovators Inc., a mid-sized tech company, was struggling with employee burnout, low morale, and high turnover rates. They knew they had to make a change, so they decided to invest in a comprehensive well-being program. They started by surveying their employees to understand their needs and interests. Based on the feedback, they implemented a variety of initiatives, including on-site fitness classes, healthy food options in the cafeteria, stress management workshops, and even a company garden. The results were remarkable. Within a year, they saw a significant decrease in employee stress levels, a 20% reduction in healthcare costs, and a dramatic improvement in employee morale and engagement. Now, while the numbers speak for themselves, it's important to remember that behind every statistic is a human being. When we invest in employee well-being, we're not just boosting our bottom line, we're making a real difference in the lives of our people. We're creating a workplace where people feel valued, supported, and empowered to live their best lives. We're fostering a culture of well-being that extends beyond the office walls and into our communities. And that's something worth striving for. So, where do we go from here? How do we take this concept of full-spectrum living and make it a reality in our own workplaces? It starts with a shift in mindset. We need to stop thinking of employee well-being as an optional perk or a nice-to-have and start seeing it for what it is, a strategic imperative. Just like we invest in marketing, technology, and infrastructure, we need to invest in the well-being of our most valuable asset, our people. And the good news is, it doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. Even small changes can make a big difference. Start by having conversations with your employees. Find out what's important to them, what their challenges are, and how you can support them in living healthier, happier, and more fulfilling lives. All right, folks, let's get down to brass tacks. You're sold on the benefits of full-spectrum living. You're ready to create a workplace where your employees can thrive. But where do you even begin? Just like any good military operation, it starts with a solid plan. And the first step is reconnaissance. Understanding the lay of the land. In this case, that means assessing the needs and interests of your troops, your employees. Don't just assume you know what they want or need. Get out there and ask them. Conduct surveys, hold focus groups, have one-on-one conversations. Find out what's important to them, what their challenges are, and what resources they would find most valuable. Remember, this isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. Every workplace is different, with its own unique culture and demographics. What works for a tech startup might not fly with a manufacturing plant. So, tailor your approach accordingly. Section 2. Building your arsenal. Designing effective programs. Once you have a good understanding of your employees' needs, it's time to start building your arsenal of well-being initiatives. Think of this as equipping your team for success on the battlefield of life. And, just like a well-stocked armory, you'll want a variety of options to address different aspects of full-spectrum living. Offer a mix of programs that target physical health, mental well-being, social connection, emotional intelligence, and spiritual wellness. Think outside the box. Get creative with your offerings. Don't be afraid to try new things and see what resonates with your employees. Remember, the goal is to create a menu of options that appeal to a wide range of interests and needs. Not everyone is going to be jazzed about a lunchtime yoga class, but they might jump at the chance to participate in a company sports league or volunteer day. All right, you've got your well-being programs up and running. You're ready to unleash this awesomeness on your employees. But here's the catch. If you build it, they won't necessarily come. You need to spread the word. Think of it like a marketing campaign. You need to get the word out there in a way that's clear, concise, and attention-grabbing. Use a variety of channels to reach your audience. Email, intranet, posters, flyers, even good old-fashioned word of mouth. And don't just tell them about the programs, show them why they should care. Highlight the benefits, both for them personally and for the company as a whole. Share testimonials from employees who have participated in programs and seen positive results. Remember, communication is a two-way street. Encourage feedback from your employees. Find out what's working, what's not, and what they'd like to see more of. You've launched your well-being initiatives. Employees are engaged and excited. Mission accomplished, right? Not so fast. Maintaining momentum is crucial. Creating a culture of well-being is an ongoing journey. It requires consistent effort and adaptation. Regularly evaluate your programs and track participation. Keep your finger on the pulse of your workforce and celebrate successes. Lead by example. Let your employees see your commitment to their well-being. Look, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the nuts and bolts of physical health to the more intangible aspects of spiritual well-being. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to one simple truth. A healthier workforce is a stronger workforce. When we invest in the well-being of our employees, we're not just doing them a favor, we're strengthening the very fabric of our organizations. We're creating a foundation for increased productivity, innovation, and resilience. We're fostering a culture of engagement, loyalty, and shared success. And here's the kicker. It's not as complicated or expensive as you might think. Even small, incremental changes can make a world of difference. Start by implementing 1 or 2 new initiatives. Get some quick wins under your belt, and then build from there. So, I challenge you today to join the movement. Embrace the concept of full-spectrum living, not just as a buzzword, but as a fundamental shift in how we approach work and life. Start by taking care of yourselves. Make those small, sustainable changes in your own lives that can lead to big results. And then, spread the word. Share what you've learned with your colleagues, your friends, your families. Together, we can create a world where well-being is not a luxury, but a right. A world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, both personally and professionally. It's time to ditch the old paradigm of work-life balance and embrace a new era of work-life integration, where well-being is woven into the very fabric of our organizations and our lives. Thank you. Call us today, Capital Services at 443-608-5520. Enjoy your day.